Yes, hello. Welcome back
Hello.
to Arcane Today. So we actually just finished our ranking today at Ace Mid Valley. Yeah, so we've had an enjoyable 2 hours. I think it was like 3 rounds.
Not
yeah.
enjoyable. I cannot rate.
Supposed to be 4 rounds, but then one of the
Or pair down loss, right?
pair down loss, yeah.
So this uncle here is a bit salty because apparently his opponent
Just
luck set and top deck something and won.
I never say that. I never say that.
Okay, but either way, thank you so much, Ace Mid Valley, for lending us a space today to have this recording. So actually, our topic today is to talk about the upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Asian English ban list in April next month, which is in a few days.
Yeah.
But possible no ban list or not? The list is not no changes in the ban list like last time.
I don't think it will happen
no.
because first of all, if you want to push new boosters, definitely they'll have to do something with the banding because the current meta is I think is one of the
If I'm not wrong, Burst Protocol is coming out next weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
The current meta now is one of the most strong meta in overall. VSK9 when there is no ban list, right? VSK9 is the
Ban
best deck.
VSK9.
VSK is the best deck against any other deck from any other era. So I'm sure they have to do something about
Yes.
it.
So I
Only Su
think
ban.
the Justice Hunters decks probably have been around for quite some time already.
Yes.
So maybe it's time to say bye-bye.
Yes. Limit the Izuna to 1. Horisu 1.
Basically, you don't like any card effects that can interact during your opponent's turn.
Betul. Best.
Anyway, this
You
one
see?
is not official. This one is not official.
Sean only
see?
wants to play solitaire.
You see, Mitsurugi so peaceful. He let you do your board first. He won't interact at your turn unless he got hand grab.
Anyway,
we found a Mitsu player.
anyway, before we start with the bandits, maybe you should discuss a bit. But these few months when we play in ranking, right? What deck do you think that we see the most popping at all these events?
Jason Lee.
BS. Any deck that Jason Lee picked.
No.
Yes.
No, we are talking about the decks. The decks is actually popping.
Probably VSK9, I'd say that's like one of the most compressive ones.
And the Mitsurugi. But I think Mitsurugi quite new, so we're gonna first. If not, the player very angry. I buy so expensive the Habakiri, then you bring me down my Habakiri.
But if you look back at the Twitter account of ours, I think Yami is talking quite a lot.
Yami
Yami is the one talking quite a
Yami
lot.
Pure.
Yes, Yami Pure is the one talking quite a lot. If you all refer back, always got Yami one. Almost every
So I think
season.
it's also because the fact that Mitsu is not as rampant. That's why there's a lot of Yami. managed to-
Mitsurugi too expensive already.
And also the previous rank up somebody from Penang that actually brought Dracotil actually won.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Ray.
Yeah.
Managed to win with Dracotail. But I mean, the deck is strong because it's the fact that you have a lot of hand traps to facilitate, and then also
Atrarion. Atrarion.
yeah, Atalion as well. You can recycle and stuff like that. It's definitely a solid choice, but against
VSK9.
against VSK9, for example, if the day itself there's a lot of VSK9, I doubt that deck will perform very well. Yeah, if provided that the VSK9 players knows how to play around the traps, knows how to play around the
Poor matchup against
options.
VS.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's a lot of Dracotail, I think naturally there's gonna be a lot of VSK9 as well. But obviously, compared to both decks, I think we cannot agree that VSK9 is the more aggressive.
Definitely.
Yeah. So after they set their board, it's pretty much it's
Game over.
Yeah, it's hard to get over the board. You probably need to draw like at least 2 non-engine to try to help you.
Yeah, probably when you do halfway, your opponent already
Yeah.
surrender.
So I mean, we've talked about some of the stronger decks, right? Maybe we
Yes.
can just go through each part of the ban list. Maybe do you guys want to talk about semi-limit first? The only until ban.
What about we start with ban?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
ban I think is the
Okay.
easiest.
Alright, so let's start with ban first. Maybe we can treat this like a wish list or
Yeah,
something.
wish list. It's just a wish list.
Yeah. So Sean,
104.
104.
C104 Masquerade.
Oh,
So that
okay.
the
Okay.
VSK9 cannot just use the burn life to OTK you lah. If not,
Right.
you don't give your opponent chance to even break the board.
Oh, the Bogger.
the Bogor plus C104 plus check and then Bogor again.
Yes. Okay.
But to be honest, the C104 I kind of not agree because the fact that he can use this burn life to win straight away is actually quite low chance.
But
because he has to start with
he
Ogre in hand.
you need to have stake also
or
lah.
Stake also in hand. And these two must be in hand for it to happen like 100%. But of course I understand that that's his wish list. So yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, if it's banned, number one for me is Forbidden School.
I know.
So okay, listen to me. Okay, so
Yami very sad.
the fact that do you guys know how it feels like the moment
Understand.
your opponent sacked the last card Forbidden
Yes.
School and then they won because of that. Yeah,
Because-
although the chances is very low, but then it's basically a card where if your opponent can't stop you, you win. Yeah,
I
think
kinda
it's-
agree.
I think it's very strong for Yami.
Yeah.
So why didn't you agree to it? Because
But already limit one already ma. Then you just I think it's gonna the Yami will gonna touch is because of the link one maybe become limited one piece. But the Obedience School remains. At least you give Yami some hope ma. If not everything ban and just throw the Yami away lah.
No, Yami can mix with other deck one.
yeah. Yami Mitsu.
But the moment you Obedience School you already cannot mix with other deck. Then just let it be one.
You don't have Obedience School, then you have to mix it.
Okay lor.
New products, why not?
You pick up medicine lor.
Yeah, Dark Magician is also an addition.
OCG trick. Yeah. But what about you? Do you have like a
For me,
card you wanna ban?
confirm is talking about the Nightmare.
Which one? The Gimme Puppet.
The Gimme Puppet Nightmare. Because looking at the next week, first proposal release, White Albas is going to release soon. So I'm
Do
sure,
people still puppet lock with the attack updated?
I'm not sure, but when it's at 60, it happens all the time. When I was playing in OCG 3v3, right? In OCG, max it at 1 only. So later that one, okay? But in OCG also, it happened. Because they all play this 60 above, right? Their first turn always is, when you don't have hand trap, they'll just go for this, then they'll win instantly already. Where you don't even have a chance to touch anything.
And you got call
It's
by
like-
the grave ma.
Caught by the grave also at 1 only in OCG.
Now AE ma different ma. So you
Later we
cannot-
talk about
you
limit,
cannot
right?
so you cannot dream for the nightmare.
That's why
That's why it's called a wish list. But I think Puppet Nightmare it should be quite reasonable because it's a game that basically turns
provoke-
games into non-games.
doesn't promote interaction.
Yeah, so it's literally the opposite of the cards like Izuna, Polisu,
Yes.
right? Yeah, so
So like somebody said that means
but
that's why Sean
But you
wants
see
to keep the
so
Puppet
you see
Nightmare.
the puppet nightmare is there then what can you do? Go and play Gimme Puppet lah. You puppet lock you.
you play Gimme Puppet,
Gimme
next
Puppet.
format, okay. So we'll see from him
But I
next.
think most of the players here in our scene they play branded Draco Tail, which they don't really use the puppet lock. So do you think if not a lot of people plays the pure branded, if they will still ban Gimme Puppet Nightmare?
I'm not sure about others, but I actually play against some of the branded players here. They actually do this.
Yeah, but then it's not a lot, right?
There's not a lot, but then that thing doesn't promote any interaction. That's the
Actually
problem.
makes sense because the environment here not much people play the pure branded and
Yeah.
then topping a lot, so the nightmare puppet won't get banned so fast.
think the reason
unless the burst
If-
broker they abuse the nightmare puppet,
But-
then they get banned the next
But
piece.
another thing is, you have to think like that. They ban first so that this thing won't happen.
They
When
want to
the
let
White
it happen first, then only ban.
Yeah, because if the card is still available, people will buy the box, try to get the white
That card
Albas.
is common.
Ha!
But not very expensive.
But
Okay, anyway.
yeah, I mean,
But
pure branded.
I don't think so fast. I think the ban for banlist maybe I think C104 lah, quite reasonable lah. Because actually banlist doesn't I think it won't touch the puppet first. Then VS you cannot ban any of the engines
Okay.
only can limit lah.
Okay, that's my wish list. But if you say we cannot do this for the Gimme Puppet, that another card also in mind is number 41.
Bagus
But
card.
that one okay lah, that one
Yes.
makes sense lah.
Okay.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because if I see you play VSK9, I can first do number 41 first.
Who?
No, I'm not talking about who. I'm talking about play.
Oh, the play. I
Yes.
see. Never mind. I don't think he will look like
Yeah,
that.
if I see you at the next table, right, you are playing VSK9. Later when I meet you, if I roll dice, I will just do 41 and wait for you.
Then it's your deck build lor. Your deck build didn't play Kaiju mah, bo now.
Yeah, you didn't pay donor ma.
What
Okay,
to
no.
do? Okay.
Yo.
Okay, I have
okay,
one
but
more
I really
card.
think C104 lah. Really C104.
I have one more card that I think it should be banned. I think you guys will kill me if you know. Rise you feel spell.
Huh?
Rise you cross.
Only Aiden Home?
But
No.
to be honest,
It's because for me it's an effect like this, right, that resolves, that negates while resolving. I think it's very strong, like in no matter what.
okay, we just remove him.
No. Only
And
Aiden will cry.
even in Master Duel they banned it, you know. Rise you cross.
Because Master
Master Duel
BO1
is
ma.
No, but I think the fact that the deck is still the card is
Duster then go
very
fight
strong.
already.
But I know, and one more. I think the anti-spell.
They draw Duster.
Anti-spell gonna
MST
ban.
Anti-spell.
No, anti-spell ban. That
Anti-spell.
also makes sense. Anti-spell.
If they ban anti-spell, you're talking about they are going to care about the business for the next booster already, because for the Radiant Typhoon.
Ah.
Ban the
I don't
anti-spell.
think it's
But
bad.
actually,
I don't think
no
they will
difference
ban
what.
No.
You anti-spell me during the draw phase, then I got MSC pang. Okay,
But if you don't have it,
then bo pian lor.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other wish list for ban?
104.
I think it's not that 41,
104.
Forbidden School,
Rise you cross.
This one no.
C104, I can still agree a bit.
What happened
If
to be a wish list?
Compared to the Riser Cross. The Riser Cross definitely more.
Okay, maybe we move on to
Limit.
Okay,
Limit.
Sorry.
Ha. Razen limit, Horizo limit, Izuna limit. Stake also limit.
You like that also no need to play.
Yes. That's what they should
Why do you
do.
hate VS so much?
Because too strong already ma. Hey, every deck is kai, you know, like Captain America, you know, VSK9 now. Captain America, you know. Everything is like I fight with you, come on baby.
What do you think?
Right.
So your limit list is all about VS.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, and Yami Link 1. If
Okay.
you really want to limit the power of the Yami deck, but don't bet Obedience School. Obedience School they 10
I agree.
I got one CR
to
leh.
limit. Maybe I can agree limit to stay also. I can agree limit to Razen, but Holy Su I think may better not touch it, because for me I like it where games are interactable, right? Like for example, if I'm playing VSK9, if I just look at my opponent build his board, I can't even go in and interrupt, right? It's actually pretty hard for the deck to win anyway. So I like cards that promotes healthy interactions, like Izuna,
Makes sense,
Famena, Holy Su, and other decks that can play during turn 0. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean just wants to combo and watch himself play.
No lah, he just doesn't want to see VSK9 anymore.
I can see Femena at turn 0, no problem. I just don't want to see
No.
Femena turn 0 at
When he
Horizo.
see a lot of Femena, then he will say Femena should be
If
banned.
5 mana go to graveyard and then it feels the pop monster pop graveyard after you set everything, then okay, either way.
It doesn't matter.
Anything else for limit?
What do you think? For
Link
him,
one.
he's
Yeah,
alright
Link
lah.
one.
Yeah,
For you?
I already said because yes, it's fine.
For me, limiting I won't be doing on all the calls because all the calls now, when you do semi-limiting, it's actually very sufficient already. With all the new decks that's going to release soon or after, they actually can manage the current meta when it's just weakened.
Yep.
So for me, limit I'll just go for all the hand traps like Maxi, Call by,
Side frame.
Side Frame, Gamma. I would go for all these because to me, all these is the one that actually, like, when you finish setting up, then you just use all these cards to limit your player, to your opponent from playing. Actually, all these is actually
Side frame is like a
Side Frame is the one that actually help you do all
high
the search.
risk, high reward.
Yeah, but if it's limit at one, if they want to play, right, it's very high risk. They can get driver first before they can get to this Gamma also. So
Yeah.
for me, it's more relevant. Plus, if it's Gamma to 1, right, the one that negate spell doesn't go to any 2 or 1 also. So for them to play the driver with the Gamma is still making sense.
They will
one.
play together with those.
They
the
will
neg-
play together with the negate spell, and
Yeah.
so actually it's kind
Yeah,
of
especially
making sense
with Mystical Space Typhoon coming. Maybe
Yes.
it's a good choice to play.
Mystical Space Typhoon.
Sorry,
Or you mean
Radiant
Radiant
Typhoon.
Typhoon?
Radiant Typhoon.
Forgive him to get old already this year. Okay? So it's one
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So for me, I would say to just limit all these cards. Actually promote people to interact more. Because all these cards, like after I finish my combo, I just throw you maxi on. When I do combo, I just call by you. Actually limit the interaction.
If they limit call by means they Maxi has to go as well, has to go to 1.
If you ask me, next year, if can, I would like to go to 0. But then, if you go to 0, a lot of players might actually just say, why you don't just follow TCG? They will just argue like that. Remember? So I say go to 1.
Yeah, this become OCG already.
Then OCG go to 0.
Huh? The OCG where TCG already?
That's the OCG problem already. Okay? So let it be. But
What do you think of the Mitsu cards?
No, Miso card too new already lah. The deck cannot.
It's revealing Habakiri still too strong.
But once per duel only leh. Not
to
once
be
per
honest,
turn.
the card at UTR. You spend so much money. UTR.
I think the limit to 1 can be the what Aramasa. That one makes sense I think okay limit to 1. But you still can have a
What?
chance.
He cannot work for KONAMI. Confirm already. He cannot work for KONAMI. If he limit all these monsters, how they want to play?
The
Then
game, I
you
mean,
play the
deck is
counter hand
already-
manju. Then
You know,
then if
you
it
know
comes-
that plays
Yeah,
impulse, right?
then you need to impulse, you need to think a lot.
Okay, invalid.
But for my side, I would just go for all these hand traps.
What about floodgates like anti-spell?
Anti-spell actually should go to 1.
Then,
From 3 to 1. Actually, kind of makes sense to me because you know, Radiant Typhoon is coming. They actually limit this so people buy Radiant Typhoon to play.
no, red will be to 1.
Really good to 1.
You have to follow OCG ma.
And
Red will go to 1.
that's why I never follow OCG for this one.
Red reboot to 1, I think quite good. I think quite makes sense also.
Makes sense, but then to me, I think not so relevant because when Radiant Typhoon release, right?
Yeah.
In just next week, right? They are full power. I don't think any of the back row deck can survive.
Yeah.
Survive this meta. Even I give you 2, you want you just use No, you want to put 2 in a meta full of mystical space pattern. I won't actually choose.
Then you put anti-spell to limit also encouraging the
No,
Radiant Typhoon
anti-spell. But no, anti-spell to 1. So people buy this deck. So makes sense to me.
Oh.
Because you see, anti-spell doesn't straight away restrict this deck. But then if you got 3, you may got chance. But then if only got 1, I open 1 time, you got MST, okay, confirm die already. But if I got 2, different already. I open 1 MST, I open the second one. How? You want to play?
TFP.
You need to have TFT. That's the thing. So my call on this is anti-spell.
I mean,
Makes sense
for me, like I said, I don't like cards that make the game like non-interactable. Like the moment I play anti-spell, I look at my hands, all
okay,
green color,
okay.
die.
Like today, you play against anti-meta.
Oh,
Imagine if they have 3 golden, 3 rivalry, you still want to play this game more.
So I actually like the TCG approach of like they just ban every single floodgate. They ban it, like legit ban it. Like D-barrier is banned.
Oh,
Yeah.
D-barrier to 1 also okay. No problem.
But D-barrier upcoming also like
May.
Radiant
Upcoming
Typhoon.
okay only.
They what call exit so cannot summon totem bird is it?
Yes.
Link is memang there already but it's like 2-3 then you I stop your exit totem bird.
Yes.
I don't think it's so
Yeah, it's not as
impactful.
Maybe it stops the Draco Tail game plan.
Yes, but then it stopped Draco Tail a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Branded also going to
Maybe Rahul going to get 1.
one.
Rahul to 1.
Rahul to 1, Keto to 1, Rahul to 1. You don't need to play that deck already.
Now it's already branded Draco Tail already ma.
The branded is just a small package.
You got see the meme before. The fella inside the KONAMI talk about the banlist then get thrown out of the
I honestly think the one that makes sense for them to touch for Draco Tail is 5 mana, but I wish they don't touch any of these cards. Yeah.
But it won't be.
Atadon to 1 also can.
But it won't be in the limit
Atadon
list,
to 1.
because for me the current meta, everything in the current meta, when they are weakened, right, the deck itself just won't go that far like how it works.
Yeah, man. You see the semi-limit, the VSK9 still very strong. That means that the semi-limit is not enough.
Because the other deck also kena already, man.
They got Miss Ruby no kena also very hard.
Miss Rugi, the search, the pre-prep kena already. Yeah, if pre-prep at 3, you also damn good.
But the Daosa Bank, I no good already.
倒沙饼
The
Mirror.
Miss Ruby mirror. You look at hand of the pre-prep, wow, best friend already. your only starter is the pre-prep. You have 2 on hand. Then you top deck the Mitsurugi mirror. Game over already.
It's what happened most of the time when we have 3 pre-prep. Always when you get 2 pre-prep, then your top deck mirror then game over.
Game over already.
So yeah, I think we can all agree here. I mean, except for the Aramasa that this guy said, we can all agree like things like floodgates,
Floodgates always.
unhealthy hand traps,
Yes.
maxi, set frame. Those can be
No, prayer cannot.
no.
The prayer from outside, no.
But yeah. So I think that's for limit.
Yes.
So we
Throw a
maybe
lopper
move
to
on
one.
to semi-limit. Oh, we're not done.
Draw a lopper to one.
Throw a lopper to 1.
I-
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
I will guess.
If you want to
it
ban
makes
all,
sense as
if you
well.
want to ban all the hand trap and make it more interactive, then just go all the hand trap.
No, because Maxi is draw. But the draw already, you don't get any card.
But the problem
You
is
use
you can,
one card to stop the thing. I think
my full board VS you cannot search. My full board.
But
Then
you,
I
have
play
to,
K9.
but you have to play that card first. In your VS, then you draw win card. Yeah, that's the thing. But I understand that this hand trap has to go a little like semi or something.
Maybe
like that,
maybe draw semi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit like MD people will say, but I would say semi will be a good choice.
Yeah. So speaking of semi, like I said,
Current meta, I would say current meta will go to semi.
Bring the Atalian to semi.
I kind of agree.
Bring the Rahu to semi. Bring the Fenua to semi. Bring the Lucas to semi.
Rahul, Rahul
Bro.
at 3 already, people crying.
look at Draco Tail right now. Do you think the deck is so oppressive that
Strong one, you see? You win the rank up.
But I personally would say every single top deck now.
Why just not the
should
limit?
actually-
No, just not the limit. Why we didn't say about Brandon Fusion?
You know why? Because right above releasing soon. They give you at 3, so you will buy lor.
But the OCG start
I
with
feel
Brandon
like-
Fusion at 1 also.
That's
Still
their
got
problem.
I feel like the Brandon Fusion should go at 2.
1.
No, I think at 3 is good because money.
Cannot, this one you have to look at the player.
But
The
the
player
card
later.
moves to 1 Ash Blossom.
But the later you limit my Ash process to 1 that I cry already.
No, Ash Blossom
Yeah,
is
we
still
are-
at 2.
we-
We want it at 2.
We never talk about our Ash at all. So we let it be ready for
I mean,
Ash.
for Ash, the reason why it's strong is after you make your board and then you have a freaking Ash in hand. That one is strong, right?
But the Ash won't guarantee your opponent stop.
Yeah, but it's basically an
Additional-
unexpected
Yes.
non-engine interruption, which is a
Yes,
very
yes.
good interruption also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. So,
Anyway, back to semi.
yeah, back to semi. So, what do you all think?
Habakiri to 2.
No. Dame.
If they just want to weaken the deck, Habakiri to 2, Prayer to 2.
Do you not
No.
know what's coming out soon?
Mitsurugi Richer to 2.
You gila already.
Doesn't matter what. What's the difference?
To let
This
people,
guy is just a joker.
to let people see macam got different but no different.
Editor, please put a nose, red nose on him.
No, I think maybe if they want to touch the consistency, Habakiri to 2 is fine. As we all know, for Mitsu, there's going to be a support coming out soon, right?
Yes.
I forgot what is it called, but it's the one where you can
Burst
pay
protocol.
2,000. No, that one.
No, that one is OCG one, right?
Yeah, it's
For
OCG, but
AE,
we don't know how it's gonna be releasing. Maybe it's in the next CR or something.
no, because in AE, there's
It's not
totally
in
no,
it's not in burst protocol, man.
no.
It's in a separate box.
Then-
Then cannot limit my Mitsurugi so fast. Cannot.
No, I would say like semi for Habakiri and semi for Prayer. The deck will be like, the consistency will be like a bit quick lah. But it's not as bad as the deck will die.
Can lah. You limit my Habakiri to 2,
No,
then the
semi.
player to 2, then you give me back 1 free pack lah.
You take a free pack and tao back.
You give me 2
To
free
increase
pack.
your chance of drawing Tao Sa Peng and prefab.
No lah, I would say semi, the Habakiri and the Prayer would be sufficient for.
For me, I think semi Habakiri for now. Yeah. Because
I think Prayer is
they still want
stronger.
people to buy the new card. Because I bet the new card when it comes out is gonna be UTR or some shit. So,
Then semi stake you also at Horisu. My wish list is beneficial at every part.
Now, of course, for VS,
Too
definitely
strong
something
already.
has to go.
Captain America. Is it Captain America
Go to
also know how
two also.
will get old ma? Why the VS cannot will get old one?
Got Razen to 2 already mah.
But still very strong, I mean.
But I would say, like, if they really want to
I think
slow down
stick also
the
is a realistic.
stick also
It's a realistic option. Yeah.
Holy Su.
Yeah,
I
still
don't
also
agree,
Horisu.
but I can see why.
Mad
you
Love
guys
also
don't
okay.
Holy Su.
Mad Love?
Hey, starter leh.
It's okay. Put the red nose on him again. So, but if you ask me about VS, to be very honest, if they really want to do something about the consistency for VS, they just do something to their fire type.
Ah,
They can semi
Jiaolong to one.
Jiaolong. Hey, they can semi limit Jiaolong actually.
Semi-limit Jialong, yes, makes
Kind of
sense.
makes sense also.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Semi limiting all these fire types. So they have to buy Elven notes.
Oh.
Then Elven notes is
then
the
just
new fire.
just get Jiaolong to one lah.
The Elven notes will be the new fire
Razen to one also can.
for VSK9. So VSK can actually replace this and buy new products.
Razen to 1 is actually quite annoying. Like imagine you
Yeah.
suddenly hand, oh look at me, I have only two fire dark, but my fire is Razen.
But if you are talking about if you really want to cut down all their possibilities, definitely if Razen to 1 also is one of a good move.
Yeah.
But I would say they want to do it different from OCG, so they keep it at 2. But they keep more cards at 2. Like Sig also, Jiaolong, then VS, Polisu. If they keep all these at 2, actually the deck also quite third one.
I think the K9 cards probably shouldn't have touched it anyway because
Because already very less.
Joku is already at 1,
And then-
Izuna at 2, which I disagree.
very less pure K9 out there lah.
They open back one, drop 2 to 2.
Wow.
I'll
Wow.
be happy.
Wow,
Cannot.
wow,
Wow.
the deck will
That one I
revive.
just
Captain
say.
America also need to retire one. VS K9 also time to go back already.
Okay,
Yeah.
so probably all that because all these will actually affect the consistency. Then people will just go for some other choices or some mix.
Oh
like
yeah,
Elven
I
notes.
know. The Red Ransom also go ban.
Huh?
Red Ransom go ban.
I think in AE the
So that they can release back the Apollosa.
very hurtful.
I tell you, this guy just wants to play his own ball and then like look at the opponent.
After talking about this malice, right, something actually popped up. I think Bestial Magnamut has to go to 1.
The white color Duisong also go to
The
one.
one that actually searched.
Julius want to 1?
That one I don't know lah. But I think the Magnamut has to go to 1.
Do you guys know? I
No.
feel like they shouldn't touch Beastia because you know what's coming soon.
Because that thing is coming soon. That's why they have to touch a bit.
So it so means that Shifter is gonna be
No.
gonna be banned also lah.
Shifter at 1,
Ah.
give chance, but Magnamut at 1, then reduce the chances, then force people to buy the red color one.
Red color one, black color one, Baldric.
Baldric,
Baldric,
is it?
yeah.
But
force
Baldric
people
is
to buy
just
Baldric.
secret.
Oh, you got no choice.
You belanja me the Baldric.
I don't have.
You say secret, you also don't have?
You know the problem is what?
I said only secret means
because Magnamut
only have secret in secret already,
Yeah.
not if they are just secret only, not like that.
put 2 no's on them. Anyway, I would say like limit that will be a good choice because first they can push TFTV sales because TFTV people have to buy for the Baldric. Then with that limit right, it's like telling you confirm that thing coming out already. Nice man.
I mean that thing definitely coming out already. It's confirmed.
What is that thing?
Now that thing only,
Element.
now that thing only show you a level 2. Never say
Also, they release early only lah.
yeah, possible for essential. Really, for essential, they don't need any reason to.
But
release.
again, they really structure that.
Wah,
If
lagi
they really
teruk.
structure that, I'll just buy structure that. I don't want to buy any other deck already. No, they will release in CR. Trust me.
Okay.
CR,
So
they release, then put at UTR.
we've talked about the ban, the limits, the
Unlimited,
segment.
unlimited.
Yeah, any cards
Apollosa.
that should be no reject.
Apollosa.
Unlimited.
Too toxic.
You got any card that you actually think that the card worth any unlimited? Unlimited.
Unlimits.
Unlimited. I don't think there's any. So far, all the cards that actually go to the jail, definitely there's a reason there.
Got what?
Yeah.
Got
For
what
now,
is-
I don't think.
Got what is in jail already.
Unless the deck that they are going to release is actually a banned deck in OCG, then it's going to be full power in AE. I don't see any reason for them to ban any other single card.
But I think Apollosa not bad now.
Aiyo, you gila already, is it? Apollosa confirm cannot lah. Apollosa is like everybody just do Apollosa and just custom. The Apollosa already got 2-3 negates.
4 monster negates.
You have to
Right? Come, we let you talk
you have
first.
to make 4 of it to 1 Apollosa. But okay lah, you give me Apollosa, the Mitsubi very strong lah. I just
Yeah.
use all my nature and become one and leave one.
Exactly.
And then
So
I leave
your
one
Futsu just summon
yeah.
3 ma.
Yeah.
Then IP, boom!
Now I get why this fella just want all these cards because he just want to play me through for the next coming tournament.
But you lose to 1 input.
Then I make it.
Oh. Okay, but anyway, so I think that's it for today. We spoke about what we wish that it's gonna show up in the ban list.
Probably not something Sean wished for.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you can eliminate someone in it.
Okay, I think we should stop the video here. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. I can just signing off.